Hello, Bulldog parents. One of the challenges of parenting teens in the digital age is helping them manage the device when working on academic work using the iPad. So this video is to show you some helpful tips on how you can help monitor and help them manage this at home. So I'd like to show you three different things. One, how to set restrictions on the iPad, how you can set restrictions or provide guided access on apps or internet, and the third thing, how you can monitor what they're actually working on when they should be working on their academic work. So the first thing I want to show you on your iPad is if you go onto the iPad and you find your settings tab, okay, which on mine it's over here on the left hand side. You can see I just grayed it here a little bit. So if you go ahead and you go into the settings, under the general tabs, you can see here on the left hand side I have general selected. If you scroll all the way down, you're going to see restrictions here about the halfway mark. If you click on restrictions, it will take you into the restrictions part of the settings where you're able to enable the restrictions. So what I can do is I can click enable restrictions, and you would have to set a passcode, and it's going to ask you to set that passcode twice. The important thing is to make sure that maybe those things are somewhat removed if the school needs to be working on the device, or make sure you keep that password in a store location so that if we need to be able to get into the device and change some things, we're able to put that password in to change those restrictions as well. But as you go in here, then you can see the different apps that you can restrict them from using. So it might be something where you'll go in and put in a password just while they're working on work at home, and you could shut off some of these different applications. You can also scroll down and you can see under allowed content that you can change the ratings for different things that they're viewing, and then also you can double check things on privacy as well. So that shows you an area where you'd put in restrictions, and I'm just going to show you an example. So for instance, if I did not want them on the internet, you need to be aware that sometimes their textbooks are on the internet, but you can see down here I have Safari, the third app down in the gray bar at the bottom. If I go into my settings and I go into restrictions and I put in the code and I go ahead and I turn off Safari, when I go back to my home screen, you're going to see that Safari is not an option down on the bottom. So this is a great way to shut off Twitter, shut off Facebook, other apps, gaming apps, Messenger, things like that that you don't want disturbing them while they're working on their academic homework. I'm going to go back into my settings and turn that back off so that I can see my Safari. So those give you some different options of things that you can restrict while they're working on their coursework at home. The second thing I would like to show you is if you go back to the general tab at the beginning and you go down to, or actually it's kind of a little bit more up at the top, accessibility. Accessibility will allow you to put on guided access. So it's under the learning tab. If I click on guided access, this allows me to lock my student into the app that they need to be working on or the internet site they need to be working on. So for instance, if their math book is online, but you don't want them searching the web for other content and multitasking while they're working on your math, you can go into guided access, set a passcode. It will ask you to put it in twice. And then if they go to an app, you'll have them pull up the app you want them to work on, and then to enable guided access, you would triple click the home button. Get rid of that for you. So you triple click the home button. So when I triple click it, guided access starts. And so what I can do is under guided access, if I triple click this, it asks me for the passcode. So I put that in, and you see this screen appears, and you can see this gray part at the top. I can take this gray bar and I can put this over anything, and then the student will not be able to click on those things. So you can see some of that area will be blocked, and then when they're using the app, they cannot click on that part of the app. So I'm going to show you that a little bit better with Safari. But as I triple click this, you notice it won't let me go to the home screen without the passcode. So they will not be able to get out of that app they're working on until you put in the passcode. I'm going to show you again with Safari. So if I go into Safari, and typically if I'm working on Common Sense Media website, if I hit this plus sign, it adds another tab so I can search for Twitter, Facebook, other accounts. So if I don't want my student to be able to do that, I can have my guided access turned on, and you see these gray boxes appear. So I'm going to take these gray boxes, and you notice that they're around the plus sign, things that I don't want them to be able to move from that website. So now when I have them work on the app, you can see they cannot hit these things and they cannot go to other sites. Okay, they only can stay within the Common Sense Media. I can't hit the plus sign or anything else. I'm going to triple click. I'd put in the passcode, and now they're able to get out of guided access. Last but not least, when you're monitoring homework at home, if you at any time ask the student to double click their home button, your screen appears like this. You can see any app that they've worked on over time. So you can quickly scroll through here, and if they have games, Twitter, Facebook, Instant Messenger, any of that stuff on their screen, you know they've been shifting their focus from their academic homework. Easy swipe up, you can remove that content, and then you may need to block down their iPad so they can't do that. But that's a quick and easy way to monitor what they've been working on. So it's important to keep them in an open environment, that they're not in their rooms working on these devices. Hopefully most students will be able to manage it on their own, but if you need to restrict, these are a couple helpful hints. Thank you.